The unexpected arrival. In a bustling city filled with the sounds of life, Maya Thompson sat quietly in her favorite cafe, sipping on a warm cup of chamomile tea. She often found solace in this little corner of the world, where the aroma of freshly baked pastries mingled with the chatter of friends catching up over coffee. Yet today, her mind was elsewhere, lost in thoughts about family and what it meant to truly belong. Maya had always dreamed of being a mother. From a young age, she envisioned herself surrounded by children, their laughter filling her home with joy. However, life had its own plans. After years of trying to conceive, countless doctor visits, and emotional roller coasters that left her feeling drained, she faced the harsh reality that biological motherhood might not be in her future. As she watched families pass by outside the cafe window, parents holding hands with their children, sharing smiles and laughter, Maya felt a pang of longing. It was during one such moment that she noticed a poster on the cafe wall advertising an upcoming adoption fair. The words "Love knows no boundaries" caught her eye, igniting a flicker of hope within her heart. That evening, Maya made a decision that would change her life forever. She signed up to attend the fair, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. What if she found her child? What if this was the beginning of a new chapter? As she prepared for the event, she read everything she could about adoption. Stories from other parents who had walked this path before her filled her with inspiration. On the day of the fair, Maya arrived early, her heart racing with anticipation. The venue buzzed with energy as families browsed through booths filled with information about various adoption agencies and resources. She wandered through the crowd, absorbing every detail. The smiles on parents' faces as they interacted with children waiting for homes were contagious. Finally, she spotted him, a small boy sitting quietly at one of the booths. His name was Leo. He was around 6 years old, his dark hair tousled, and his big brown eyes filled with curiosity yet shadowed by something deeper. Maya felt an instant connection. It was as if he were calling out to her. Maya approached Leo cautiously, kneeling down to his level. "Hi there, my name is Maya. What's your name?" "Leo," he replied softly, his gaze shifting away from hers. "Do you like dinosaurs?" she asked, hoping to spark some interest. He nodded slightly but remained silent. Maya sensed that there was more beneath his quiet demeanor. A story waiting to be told. She spent the next few hours getting to know him better, learning about his likes and dislikes while sharing stories about herself. It became clear that Leo had faced challenges no child should have to endure. His past was marked by instability and loss. Despite their initial connection, Maya knew that building trust would take time. As they parted ways that day, she felt both hopeful and anxious about what lay ahead. Would Leo be willing to open up? Could she be the mother he needed? For the next few weeks, Maya visited Leo regularly at the agency. Each visit brought new challenges. He would often withdraw into himself or lash out when faced with overwhelming emotions. Yet each small victory, like when he smiled at one of her silly jokes or shared his favorite toy, felt monumental. One afternoon, as they played together in the agency's garden, Leo suddenly stopped and looked up at Maya with wide eyes filled with uncertainty. "Will you really take me home?" he asked hesitantly. Maya knelt beside him, feeling her heart swell with emotion. "I want nothing more than to bring you home with me," she assured him gently. "We can be a family if you want." Leo's expression softened slightly as he considered her words. It was then that Maya understood. The journey ahead would not just be about paperwork or logistics. It would be about healing wounds that ran deep within both their hearts. As days turned into weeks, Maya dedicated herself to creating an environment where Leo could feel safe and loved. She decorated his future room with bright colors and dinosaur-themed decor, his favorite, and filled it with books that sparked imagination and adventure. However, despite these efforts, there were moments when doubt crept in. Would Leo ever fully trust her? Could she provide him with the stability he so desperately needed? These questions lingered in her mind as she navigated this new terrain. One evening after another challenging visit where Leo had seemed distant again, Maya found herself staring at the stars from her balcony, each twinkling light reminding her of hope amidst darkness. In that moment of solitude, she made a silent promise: no matter how difficult things became, she would never give up on him. Little did she know that soon enough, both their lives would change forever as they embarked on an incredible journey together. A journey defined by love that knew no boundaries. As time passed and seasons changed outside her window, Maya remained steadfast in her commitment to Leo. She envisioned their future together, a tapestry woven from shared experiences filled with laughter, challenges overcome hand in hand, and unconditional love blossoming amidst adversity. With each passing day spent nurturing their bond through patience and understanding came newfound strength within both their hearts. Realization that love transcended all barriers, even those built by fear or uncertainty. And so began their story, a tale not just about adoption but also about resilience, one where two souls discovered what it truly meant to belong, not just to each other, but also within themselves amidst life's unpredictable journey ahead. Building bridges. Understanding Leo's background. As the weeks turned into months, Maya found herself deeply invested in the journey of adoption. The initial excitement of bringing Leo home was tempered by the reality of their situation. Leo was not just a child waiting for a family. He was a boy with a past that shaped his present. Maya knew that understanding his background was essential for their relationship to flourish. Maya spent hours researching the effects of trauma on children. She learned about attachment styles, behavioral issues, and the importance of stability in a child's life. Each piece of information added layers to her understanding of Leo, but it also filled her with concern. How could she help him heal from experiences she could only imagine? One evening, while flipping through a stack of books on parenting adopted children, Maya stumbled upon a memoir written by an adoptive mother. The author detailed her struggles with her child's emotional outbursts and the journey toward building trust. Inspired by this story, Maya decided to reach out to local support groups for adoptive parents. She hoped to connect with others who had faced similar challenges. Joining support groups, Maya attended her first meeting at a community center filled with warmth and understanding. The room buzzed with conversations as parents shared their experiences, some joyful, others heart-wrenching. Listening to their stories made Maya feel less alone in her journey. One mother spoke about her son, who had been through multiple foster homes before finally finding stability. "It took time," she said, "but we learned to communicate in ways that helped him feel safe." Hearing this resonated with Maya. She realized that patience and open dialogue would be key in her relationship with Leo. During these meetings, Maya also learned about various resources available for adoptive families. Therapists specializing in adoption-related issues, workshops on effective communication, and even play therapy sessions designed to help children express their feelings. Armed with this knowledge, she felt more equipped to support Leo. The importance of communication. Back home, Maya began implementing what she had learned. She created a safe space for Leo to express himself without fear of judgment. They established a routine that included daily check-ins where they could talk about their feelings or any concerns they had. One afternoon, while playing with blocks on the living room floor, Maya decided to broach the topic of Leo's past gently. "You know," she began, "if there's ever anything you want to talk about, anything at all, I'm here for you." Leo paused, his small hand stilling over the blocks. He looked up at Maya with those big brown eyes that held so much emotion. "I don't want to talk about it," he replied softly. Maya nodded, respecting his boundaries while reassuring him that he could share whenever he felt ready. This moment marked a significant step in their relationship. It showed Leo that he had control over his narrative and that his feelings were valid. Overcoming initial challenges. Despite these efforts, challenges persisted. There were days when Leo would retreat into silence or act out in frustration when things didn't go his way. Maya often felt like she was walking on eggshells, trying to balance encouragement with understanding. One particularly challenging day arose when Leo came home from school upset after being teased by classmates for being adopted. He stormed into his room and slammed the door behind him. Maya felt her heart sink. She wanted to comfort him, but didn't know how. After giving him some space, she knocked gently on his door. "Leo, can we talk?" After a moment of silence, he opened the door slightly but wouldn't meet her gaze. "I heard you had a tough day," Maya said softly. "Do you want to share what happened?" Leo hesitated before finally spilling out his feelings, the hurt from being teased, and the confusion surrounding his identity as an adopted child. "They said I'm not really part of your family," he choked out. Maya knelt down so they were eye to eye and spoke from her heart. "You are my family, Leo. Adoption doesn't change that. It means we chose each other." In that moment, something shifted within Leo. He looked up at her with tears in his eyes and whispered, "Really? Really?" Maya affirmed, pulling him into a gentle hug as he broke down in her arms. Breakthrough moment. That evening marked a breakthrough in their relationship. A moment where vulnerability led to deeper understanding and connection. From then on, they made it a point to discuss any issues openly instead of letting them fester. Maya also encouraged Leo to express himself through art, a medium she believed could help him process his emotions without words when he wasn't ready to talk. They set up an art corner in the living room filled with paints, markers, and canvases. One weekend afternoon, Maya found Leo engrossed in painting vibrant colors across a canvas while listening to music softly playing in the background. When he finished, he turned the canvas around to reveal a swirling galaxy filled with stars and planets. "It's beautiful," Maya exclaimed, genuinely impressed. "It's how I feel inside," Leo admitted shyly. Maya knelt beside him and pointed at one bright star amidst the chaos of colors. "What does this one represent?" "That's you," he said quietly but confidently. Maya felt tears prick at her eyes as she realized how far they had come together, how art had become a bridge connecting their hearts even when words fell short, expanding their circle as their bond deepened through communication and creativity. Maya recognized the importance of expanding their circle beyond just the two of them. She began inviting friends over for playdates or outings where Leo could interact with other children in safe environments. At first hesitant about making new friends due to past experiences, Leo gradually warmed up to these interactions as he saw how much fun they could have together, playing games or sharing stories during dinner parties hosted by Maya's friends who embraced both her and Leo wholeheartedly. These social gatherings provided valuable opportunities for both Maya and Leo. They allowed them not only to bond further but also fostered connections within their community that would prove essential down the line as they navigated challenges together as an adoptive family. Conclusion: the journey ahead. As spring turned into summer and flowers bloomed outside their window once again, signifying growth all around them, it became clear that while there would always be challenges ahead, Maya felt more equipped than ever before thanks largely due diligence put forth towards understanding both herself as well as Leo throughout this journey thus far. With each passing day came new lessons learned about love transcending boundaries, about resilience despite hardships faced along life's unpredictable path, a reminder that every step taken together brought them closer toward healing wounds left behind by circumstances beyond their control. And so they continued building bridges, one conversation at a time, one painting at a time, creating an unbreakable bond forged through love amidst adversity. A testament proving indeed love knows no boundaries, facing challenges together. The weight of expectations. As the summer sun warmed their home, Maya felt a sense of hope blossoming alongside the flowers in her garden. Yet, with every new day, the weight of expectations loomed larger. Both she and Leo were navigating uncharted waters, and while they had made significant strides in their relationship, challenges still lay ahead. Maya often found herself reflecting on the societal perceptions surrounding adoption. People's opinions could be harsh and uninformed, and she worried about how Leo would cope with any negativity directed at him. She wanted to shield him from the world but knew that wouldn't prepare him for life outside their safe haven. One afternoon, while they were enjoying ice cream on the porch, Leo looked up at her with a serious expression. "Do you think people will think I'm different because I'm adopted?" he asked. Maya took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. "Some people might not understand, but it doesn't change who you are or how much you're loved. Family is about love, not just blood." Leo nodded slowly, but Maya could see that her words didn't fully reassure him. It was clear that he was grappling with his identity and the stigma that sometimes accompanied it. The school incident. The following week brought an unexpected challenge when Leo returned home from school visibly upset. He had been teased by a group of classmates who didn't understand his story. Maya's heart sank as he recounted the incident, his voice trembling with hurt. "They said I don't belong," Leo said, tears welling in his eyes. "That I'm not a real part of your family." Maya knelt beside him, wrapping her arms around him in a comforting embrace. "I'm so sorry you had to go through that. People can be unkind when they don't understand." Leo buried his face in her shoulder, and for a moment, they both sat in silence, two souls seeking solace in each other's presence. "I wish I could make them see," he whispered after a while. Maya pulled back to look into his eyes. "You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You are my son, and nothing will ever change that." Seeking help. Determined to help Leo navigate these feelings, Maya decided it was time to seek professional support. She reached out to a therapist who specialized in working with children from adoptive backgrounds. They scheduled their first session for the following week. On the day of the appointment, Maya felt a mix of anxiety and hope. She wanted Leo to feel comfortable sharing his feelings with someone who could guide him through this difficult time. As they entered the cozy office filled with colorful artwork and soft toys, Maya noticed Leo's apprehension. He clutched her hand tightly as they were greeted by Dr. Emily, a warm and welcoming therapist who immediately put them both at ease. "Hi there. I'm so glad you're here," Dr. Emily said with a bright smile. "We're going to talk about anything you want today. No pressure at all." The power of therapy. During their sessions, Dr. Emily encouraged Leo to express himself through drawing and storytelling. Slowly but surely, he began to open up about his feelings, the confusion about his identity, the hurt from being teased, and the fear of not belonging. Maya watched with relief as Leo started to articulate his emotions in ways he hadn't before. Each session brought new insights. He learned coping strategies for dealing with negative comments and began to understand that it was okay to feel hurt but also essential to stand proud in his identity. One day after therapy, Leo excitedly shared something new he had learned. Dr. Emily said that everyone has their own story. Just because mine is different doesn't mean it's less important. Maya beamed with pride at his newfound understanding. "That's right, your story is unique and beautiful." Strengthening their bond. As Leo continued his therapy sessions, Maya noticed positive changes in him. He was more confident and willing to engage with others at school. He even made a new friend named Sam, who shared similar interests in dinosaurs and space exploration. One Saturday afternoon, Maya decided to host a small gathering for Leo and some of his friends from school, a chance for them to bond over pizza and games without any pressure or expectations. When Sam arrived with his parents, Maya welcomed them warmly into their home. The boys immediately gravitated towards the living room where they set up an impromptu dinosaur-themed play area filled with toys and books. As laughter echoed through the house, Maya felt her heart swell with joy watching Leo interact freely without fear of judgment or teasing. It was moments like these that reminded her how far they had come together. An unexpected setback. However, just when things seemed to be improving, an unexpected setback occurred during recess one day at school. A few kids overheard Leo talking about being adopted and began mocking him again. this time more aggressively than before. Leo came home that day feeling defeated. He had tried to stand up for himself, but felt overwhelmed by the taunts of his peers. When he walked through the door, Maya could see that familiar sadness etched across his face. "Leo," she exclaimed as she rushed over to him. "What happened?" "They just won't stop," he said quietly as tears streamed down his cheeks. Maya knelt beside him once again, this time feeling more determined than ever to empower her son against this cruelty. "You know what? We're going to talk about this together," she said firmly. Empowering Leo. That evening, they sat down together at the kitchen table surrounded by crayons and paper, a space where creativity flourished alongside vulnerability. Maya encouraged Leo to write down how he felt about what happened at school. She wanted him to express himself without fear of repercussions. As he scribbled furiously on the page before him, words tumbling out like a flood, Maya felt both sadness for what he endured yet pride for how bravely he faced it all head-on. "Can we make a plan?" Leo asked suddenly after finishing his writing session. "Absolutely. What do you have in mind?" Maya replied eagerly. "Want to talk to my teacher," he said resolutely. "I want everyone in class to understand what adoption means." Maya's heart swelled with pride as she realized how far he had come. Not only was he expressing himself better, but also taking initiative against bullying, instead of letting it silence him. A brave presentation. The next day at school was filled with anticipation as Leo prepared for his presentation about adoption during class time. A chance for him not only to educate others but also stand tall against those who had mocked him before. With Maya's encouragement ringing in his ears, "You were brave enough to share your story." Leo stepped into class ready to face whatever came next. As he spoke passionately about what it meant to be adopted, the love between families regardless of biology, his classmates listened intently. Some even raised their hands asking questions wanting clarification on things they didn't understand before. Afterward came applause. A sound so sweet it resonated deep within both mother and son alike, reminding them just how powerful knowledge could be when shared openly among friends willing enough to listen. Conclusion. Growing together. That day marked another turning point in their journey together. A testament proving that facing challenges head-on could lead not only toward personal growth, but also foster understanding within communities built upon acceptance rather than ignorance. With every challenge faced together, from teasing peers outside school walls down through emotional hurdles encountered along the way, they were learning invaluable lessons about resilience, courage, love, knowing no boundaries whatsoever. And so they continued forward hand in hand, navigating life's unpredictable journey, knowing full well whatever lay ahead would only serve strengthen bonds forged through adversity, proving indeed love knows no boundaries.